Hello, welcome to our video explanation of photochemical smog. According to the EPA, photochemical smog is a compound formed after nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds react with sunlight.
Photochemical smog is divided in 7 main pollutants, which are divided in primary and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants are chemicals who are released directly into the air, harming the atmosphere. Secondary pollutants are chemicals who are released and react hazardously with other compounds in the atmosphere, producing damaging substances and effects. Our first main pollutant is CO2. It is a natural contaminant composed of 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen.
CO2 is produced naturally, mainly by decomposition, ocean release, and respiration.
It can cause headaches, dizziness, restlessness, difficulty breathing, sweating, tiredness, higher heart rates, potential coma, convulsions, asphyxia, among other diseases. Carbon emissions contribute to climate change. They make up more than 80% of the greenhouse gases emitted in the United States. Our second pollutant is CO, otherwise carbon monoxide. It is a contaminant composed of 1 atom of carbon and 1 atom of oxygen. It is odorless, colorless, and it can kill you.
CO is mainly caused by the burning of fuel in vehicles, stoves, grills, furnaces, and other factors.
It can cause headaches, dizziness, weakness, upset stomach, vomiting, chest pain, and confusion. It increases greenhouse gases and land and sea temperature increases, changing the ecosystems, increasing storm activity, and causing other extreme weather events. Our third pollutant is sulfur dioxide. It is composed of 1 atom of sulfur and 2 atoms of oxygen. Sulfur dioxide is an invisible gas that has a nasty, sharp smell.
It is caused by the burning of fossil fuels by power plants and other industrial facilities.
It has negative effects on our respiratory system, and it harms trees and plants by damaging foliage and decreasing growth. Our fourth pollutant is particulate matter, short PM. It is a mixture of miniature particles of pollution that get into the air.
So yes, basically the crumbles of the world. They come from construction sites, unpaved roads, fields, smokestacks, or fires, a result of complex reactions of chemicals such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, which are pollutants emitted from power plants, industries, and vehicles.
It has a negative effect on our respiratory system since the particles infiltrate our lungs. It causes reduced visibility, including urban and rural areas, contributes to making water in lakes, streams, and rain acidic, depletes them from nutrients in the soil, and damages forests and crops. Our fifth pollutant is volatile organic compounds. They are pollutants and health-risking substances found at home.
These pollutants are emitted from liquids and gases that can mainly be found indoors, up to 10 times more often than outdoors, in household products.
They can cause eye, nose, and throat inflammation, headaches, nausea, kidney and central nervous system damage, even cancer. Several types of VOx produce ground layer ozone, which is a secondary pollutant, when it reacts with oxygen molecules, making it a constituent of photochemical smog. Pollutant number 6 is nitrogen oxide, otherwise called NOx. They are highly reactive gases that pollute the environment and risk our health.
They are mainly produced by the burning of fossil fuels. Cars, trucks, buses, and power plants are responsible for the increasing levels of NOx in the atmosphere. Yes, I'm looking at you, vehicles.
They can cause immediate irritation of the respiratory system, coughing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing, as well as aggravation of respiratory diseases, including asthma. Nitrogen oxide reacts with other chemicals in the air, forming particulate matter and ozone. It also interacts with water and other chemicals, producing acid rain and polluting coastal waters. Nitrate particles make the air hazy, decreasing visibility. Our seventh and last pollutant is ozone. Ozone is a gas composed of 3 molecules of oxygen and occurs in both Earth's upper and lower atmosphere at ground level. Depending on its location, ozone can be good or bad for the Earth.
Being last but definitely not least, bad ozone occurs when emissions produced by vehicles, power plants, industrial boilers, refineries, chemical plants, among other sources, react with chemicals and the presence of sunlight in the atmosphere. So, let's keep ozone good.
Ozone can cause chest pain, throat irritation, cough, and airway inflammation, as well as malfunction of the lungs. It has a stronger impact on older adults, children, and people with asthma, and worsens diseases such as bronchitis, emphysema, and asthma. It is the main ingredient in smog. It may alter water and nutrient cycles and damage sensitive ecosystems and vegetations.
The formation of photochemical smog is caused by a mixture of various chemicals with humidity that create a suspension of pollutants over an area. The photochemical smog derives from ozone, which is caused by the oxidification of nitrogen and derives from power plants, cars, the general burning of natural gas, oil, and coal. Ozone is a toxic that is only beneficial to humans in the stratosphere, but up close it is very harmful to both health and daily practices. A big factor in photochemical smog is the current weather and season. The amount of humidity is crucial to the development of these smogs and how long they last. Also, the area has a big role in determining the way the photochemical smog is formed. If an area has valleys or mountainous areas, it introduces cool air with more humidity, which blocks the smog from spreading out. Various diseases derive from the smog, including cancer, respiratory disease, Alzheimer's, as well as birth defects, such as respiratory sickness and lightness. One of the most notorious cases of smogs is the Great Smog of 1952 in London, which caused the city to shut down and thousands of people to get sick. Notable cases include Los Angeles smog of 1960s, as well as the smog of the small town of Donora, Pennsylvania. There are many ways to manage pollutants. In the emergency, restrictions take on place that shut down activities that create pollution, yet these are not permanent solutions to the problem. In order to solve these problems, various technologies and policies have been developed, including road space rationing, which limits the amount of cars that can circulate and is implemented in cities like Mexico City, Beijing, and Paris. Also, advances in technology such as alternative energy and electric transportation lower our dependence on gas and coal for energy. Other solutions include infrastructure, investments in areas such as public transportation, like the metro in London and Paris, which saves many people the worry of having to drive a car. In the far future, technologies such as artificial cleaning, technologies that filter air and compress pollutants into minerals are being developed, as well as artificial photosynthesis, another technology that filters out unclean air artificially.
According to the article of Spare the Air, the immediate health problems created by air pollution include chronic respiratory disease, damaged cells in the respiratory system, added stress to the heart and lungs by making them work harder to supply enough oxygen to the body, while the long-term health problems created by air pollution include accelerated aging of the lungs, loss of lung capacity and decreased lung function, development of diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and emphysema, shortened lifespan, damage to the brain, nerves, livers, and kidneys, as well as heart disease. Tropospheric ozone is a major air climate pollutant. It causes warming and is a highly reactive oxidant, harmful not only to human health but to crop production by reducing photosynthesis, by reducing the plant's ability to sequester carbon, and by reducing health and productivity of crops.